Hari Om. I want to welcome all of you for this Shat Darshanats discussion. So, what is the meaning of Darshan, Indian Darshan, and Shat Darshan? So, exactly the meaning of this Darshan word as a Indian Darshan, it is Indian philosophy. Now, it is explained here. We will go all these points one by one. Darshan is of universal truth. What is the universal truth? The ultimate truth in this world. It is explained in all these philosophical books. Indian philosophical books. They are explaining what is this whole universe represents. So that universal truth is totally explained in all these darshanats. Darshanats are philosophies born in India. All these philosophies, they are in India only. All the rishis, all the sage, all the experts in Indian peninsula, they look towards this human life or earthen life, and they wrote it about related to all these things. So darshanas are philosophies born in India. They are totally related to Indian culture. Then how many darshanas, how many philosophies are born in India? Total number is 9. There are 2 branches of this Indian philosophical books. One is or Astik Darshan. Orthodox Darshan you may call it. But it is orthodox meaning the old type of thinking like that. But it is not that type of thing. It is real philosophy. And they believe in your Vedas. They believe in God. They believe in Ishwar. That type of Astik Darshan, they are 6 darshanas. And another type of darshan is Nastik Darshan, unorthodox. Unbeliever of Vedas or unbeliever of Ishwar, that is God. Those are 3 types of darshan. Now we will see the meaning of this darshan word itself. Just now I told you, it is the philosophy, Indian philosophy. But this darshan word, philosophical word, the meaning is really special meaning related to this particular word. So darshan means, darshan is Sanskrit word. In English, the meaning of this darshan word is to see, to watch, to observe. What is to be observed? What is to be seen? So 3 things are there in this darshan word. Means if we are watching something, if we are observing something, so there are 3 things in this thing. Specifically, we are using this word to see the God, to see the greatest personalities. It is not, this word is not used to observe the nature, but this word is specifically used to observe, to see the greatest things in this world. That is God or Ishwar or Guru, like that. So there are 3 things in this darshan process. It's a process. To see, to watch, to observe. If we are watching something, we are looking towards something, then who are there? What is that meaning of that looking or observing? So 3 things are there. Object to see, which thing you are watching, which thing you are looking. So that object is there. Then another thing, I myself, I am the observer. So myself, that observer or anybody who observes it, who watches it, that is the another part of darshan. And exactly what is darshan? The object is not darshan. The observer is not darshan. Two things are together. Then in between, observer's experience while watching the object. This is very important. That darshan, to see, to watch, what you experience, what you get it from that object, that is called darshan. So many people, if we went, or specifically, if we think about Indian people, they used to go in temples to see the God, to observe the God, to take the darshan of God. They are going inside. And they stand before that God idol, and they used to close their eyes. They ran here to see that God in the temple. And when they go inside the temple, they stand before that idol or the statue of that God or Ishwar. They stand before that, and they used to close their eyes. You ran here to see that God, idol, whatever it is, to take the darshan of that. And why you are closing your eyes? Is that watching is completed? No. So what is the real meaning of darshan is observer's experience while watching the object. So this is the meaning of this darshan word. Another explanation is given here. Darshan is the philosophy of soul or science of soul. What is soul? Have you imagined about our soul that is inside basic energy? Have you used to think about it? No, this is very sad thing in our human life. I think so. We think about our body frequently, or every moment we are thinking about our body. Then we used to think about our mind. We are thinking about our intelligence, knowledge, senses. We are thinking about that. But we never think about our inside soul energy, basic energy. So darshan is the philosophy of soul. It's a science of soul. This is very important point. Then next point, every darshan is based on special attitude related to human life. All these darshanas, different rishis or sage, they wrote this darshan, and their viewpoint towards the human life, it was a little bit different. So 9 darshanas, they explain different views of different rishis, writers about the human life. This is another important point. Now, just now I told you 9 darshanas are there, and 9 as rishis, they wrote all these darshanas. Charvak darshan. First I will explain you with this slide that Nastik darshan, non-believer darshan. All these 3 darshan, they never believe in God or Veda. What is the philosophy explained in Vedas? Veda, 4 Vedas there. That is the base of Indian life. But all these 3 darshanas, Charvak darshan, Jaina darshan and Buddha darshan, they never believe in Veda and Ishwar or God. But still they are called Indian darshan because they have some viewpoint towards the human life. Then another is Nastik darshan. In this Nastik darshan, Charvak darshan is written by Brihaspati. Jain darshan is written by Vardhaman Mahavir. Buddha darshan is written by Gautam Buddha. So 3 big philosophers, and they explained all these 3 Nastik darshan. They wrote all these, their philosophy according to their experience, their views, what they watch in their life, what they got the knowledge about the human life, they wrote it there. Then the second type of Astik darshan is Astik darshan. So 6 Astik Darshanas. In this our whole discussion, I will not talk to you about Nastik Darshan. I will talk to you about only Astik Darshanas. I will explain you Nyaya Darshan, second is Vaisheshik Darshan, Sankhya Darshan, Yoga Darshan, Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa. I will talk to you related to these 6 darshanas. Nyaya Darshan, Vaisheshik, Purva Mimamsa and Uttar Mimamsa. I will talk to you about all these 4 darshanas. Very in short, I will talk to you. Only 2-3 points related to them. But I will explain you in detail Sankhya Darshan and Yoga Darshan. Not so much detail, but little bit detail. I will talk to you about these 2 darshanas. So Nyaya Darshan is written by Gautam Rishi. Vaisheshik Darshan, Kanad Rishi. Kanad is the real name. Then Sankhya Darshan, Kapila Muni. Yoga Darshan, Patanjali Muni. Purva Mimamsa, Jaimini Rishi. Uttar Mimamsa, Badrayan Rishi or Badrayan Vyas. So, all these Astika and Nastik Darshanas, we will try to see them in little bit detail. Now, Astik Darshan, Nyaya Darshan, it is written by Gautam Rishi in 2nd century BC. All these darshanas, they totally written within the period of around about 1000 years. All these darshanas, their time of writing is in between 1000 years. So this was written by Gautam Rishi in 2nd century before Christ. Concerned with the rules of logic. There is logic in our life. We all the time, we are thinking logically. Everything is related to logic, justice. So this way, the whole life is full with justice. That is the basic view of this Gautam Rishis or Nyaya Darshan explain us. There is ultimate truth in this whole human life. We have to achieve that truth. So there is justice in this whole universe, or universal life is full with justice. That is called Nyaya. Nyaya is justice. Then it is realistic darshan. It is not explaining some false things like that. Whatever is there, they are explaining as it is. Birth depends on our karmas. This is their important philosophy in this Nyaya Darshan. Our birth depends on our last birth karma, and in this life, how we are working. So everything is dependent on our karma. Bad karma, good karma, you think about it. So whole this Nyaya Darshan explains us this philosophy related to life. So do good karma, then you will enjoy good life. Then justice is everywhere in this universe. How you behave with other persons or other related to this whole life on this earth, how you behave like that, you will also get that type of things in your life. So justice is everywhere in this universe. Then 16 major principles or chapters, they are described in this Nyaya Darshan. And the whole Nyaya Darshan is having base of these 16 major principles. Their whole philosophy depended on these 16 principles. These 16 principles, they are also used in this present era or in these days in the course court matter is related to these 16 important principles related to justice. So now we will think little bit about next darshan, that is Vaisheshik darshan. This Vaisheshik darshan is written by Kanada Rishi. He wrote this in 6th century BC, before Christ. So within 1000 years, this whole they evolve like chakra. If Astik darshan is coming up, Nastik darshan came up to fight with that Astik darshan. If Nastik darshan is little bit raised up, immediately again the Astik darshan, somebody wrote like that. So this is the they evolve like chakra. One is coming, another is coming, they rotate like in circle like that. So one by one, all these darshanas, they came up. 7 major padarthas or categories explained in this Vaisheshik darshan. This is also realistic darshan. Modern physics is covering important points from this darshan. This is very important point. Modern physics is covering some important points from this darshan also. So this is realistic darshan. What are these 7 padarthas or categories explained here? Substance, quality, action, generality, particularity, relation of inherence and non-existence. You read only all these, try to keep in your mind. I am not going to explain all these 7 things here because we are not thinking this whole darshan in detail. So try to remember the names of these 7 padarthas or categories. That's all. Now, what is the speciality of this Vaisheshik darshan? It is known for its anuvad, atomic theory of evolution. And what is the theory explained in this darshan? And this is a speciality of this darshan. Anuvad, atomic theory is explained in this Vaisheshik darshan. So, what is the theory here explained? So first, whole world is made up by small atoms, small particles. So whole world is existing with these particles. These particles, they come together and create one life, or any particular creation is there because of joining of small particles. And when life is finished, for some days that particular thing works. We are using it. And when life is finished of that creative thing, again it is separated in small atoms or particles. Like our body is also the combination of countless tiny or micro cells. And after finishing the work of body, when dead body, it is again separated in small particles. So this theory is explained in Vaisheshik darshan. It is very important. Then we will proceed to the, that is Purva Mimamsa or Mimamsa darshan. Mimamsa darshan is the one name, another name is Purva Mimamsa. Why it is Purva Mimamsa? We will see it here. It is explained in this all these PPTs. Written by Jaimini Rishi. Name of Rishi, it was Jaimini, and he wrote this darshan in 3rd to 2nd century BC. Meaning is investigate thoroughly or critically What is the meaning of Mimamsa word? Mimamsa is Sanskrit word. Meaning is anything, try to investigate it thoroughly or critically. Every point you have to think about that. And critical thinking is very important. And philosophy for rationally justifying the performance of rituals. This is the another point of this Mimamsa Darshan. So many rituals are explained in Vedas. And this darshan specifically explains us the philosophy explained in Vedas. There are two parts of Vedic books. First is practical part, another is theoretical part. So this Mimamsa Darshan explains us the first practical part of it, that all performance of rituals is the specifically explained in the first part of Vedas. So that part, that's why it is called Purva, means the first part. The starting part of Vedas is they are explaining, they are asking us what is karma. We have to do so many things in our life. So actually part of karma, that is work, it is explained related to rituals. So that type of explanation is given in the starting part of Vedas. That's why it is called Purva Mimamsa. And everything is critically explained in this Mimamsa Darshan. After reading this Darshan, all your doubts, all the questions, they will vanish. That way it is explained. That's why it is called Mimamsa Darshan. And Purva Mimamsa deals with the earlier part of Veda. Just now I told you Karma Kanda. How to perform so many things related to this practical part of yajna or our everyday life. So they explain karma. This is the important part of this Purva Mimamsa. 3 types of karmas we have to do. Karma is work. Karma Kanda is all the things you are practicing or doing related to that particular work. That is Karma Kanda. Means doing other things. So 3 types of karmas are there in our life. We are practicing these karmas, essential karmas. Some karmas we can't avoid it. We have to do them. For example, every day we have to take bath, we have to eat. So for that purpose we have to do some work. That is called essential karmas. Go in the market, buy the vegetables, take it in the house, cook it. And another important work is eat it. If you don't eat, that is also karma, that is also work. Eating is also important work. So we have to do it. No alternative to do that. No option for that. We have to. That is essential karma. Then occasional karmas. Marriage ceremonies or festivals like that, etc. So many things we are not doing it every day. So we have to do it occasionally. We are celebrating it. Celebration is not, we can't do celebration every day. So this is the second type of karma. Third type of karma is bad karma. What is this bad karma? Murdering, fighting, stealing. Avoid it. Don't run behind this bad karma. Avoid it. So this way karmas are explained in this Purva Mimamsa Darshan. Now we will proceed to the next darshan. Uttar Mimamsa, that is Vedanta Darshan. So Uttar Mimamsa Darshan, Vedanta Darshan, written by Badarayan Vyas, 4th to 2nd century BC. And they explain theoretical parts of Vedas, philosophy of Vedas. So what is the philosophy of Vedas? So many things are there. For example, I am explaining the important base of this Vedanta darshan here. So many things we are not thinking about that in this small lecture. All these are big, big darshanas. Countless explanations are there. But just to get idea of it, I am talking to you in this short, with these short points, or 2-3 points only. So they explain the theoretical part of Vedas. That is second part. Uttar means, Purva means starting part. Uttar means the last part. So Purva Mimamsa, just now we saw it. It is the first part, practical part of Veda. And now we are thinking little bit about the Vedanta. Vedanta means the last part. Uttar is last part, later part. So we are now thinking about the last part or ending part of that Veda darshan or Vedic books. So what is their important principle? Mayavad. What is Mayavad? Maya means the illusion around you, false things around you. So Brahma is Satya, that is universal spiritual energy is true. Universal spiritual energy is true. World is false. Which world you can watch, see, that is false or that is illusion? This is called Mayavad. And it is explained in last part of Vedas. Another points in this Uttar Mimamsa. What is another important philosophy here? Information of 5 koshas is there. Annamaya kosh, Pranamaya kosh, Manomaya kosh, Vijnanamaya kosh and Anandamaya kosh. Our body is related to these 5 koshas, means it's they are thinking like a circle around you. First circle related to in our body, that is Annamaya, that is we are eating food. That's why this our body is growing. That bodily part or body part of the our own existence is Annamaya kosh. It is growing because of food. Anna is food. Maya means it is covered with this Anna, that food part. So our whole body is Annamaya kosh. That is it is a presentation of our food we are eating. That's why our body grows. Then second kosh is Pranamaya, that we are inhaling and exhaling, and that breath we are taking in. Because of that, our prana, our inside energy, soul energy is existing. So that inhalation and exhalation, that type of actions, that is, those are related to Pranamaya kosh. Third one is Manomaya kosh. Our mind, it works in our body very strongly. Our mind is very strong part of human life, our life. So that is also one, the whole covering thing in our body. Where is your mind? Try to search where is your mind. Go inside, you can't find it because it is spreaded right from our toes to top of the body. It is covered everywhere. Man, where is your mind? It is everywhere in our body. So that is another third part, Manomaya part. Mind is fully spreaded in our body. And another fourth part of our body is Vijnanamaya. That is intelligence part of the body. Knowledge part of the body. It is working in our body. So that is also another important thing. And lastly, the fifth part of our body is Anandamaya. Why we are doing everything? To get happiness. We want to reach achieve the state of blissfulness. So for that purpose we are working. So lastly, what is the goal of our life? We need happiness in our life. We want to stay happily, enjoy our life. But this Anandamaya Kosh is beyond that. Which beyond? What is the limit of this beyond? It's not this Ananda, this happiness is not related to this materialistic life. It is related to your spiritual life. So we have to think about that life. Get happiness beyond all this, your everyday life, your family life, your community life, beyond that. So this Anandamaya Kosh is there. This type of philosophy is explained in this Vedanta Darshan, Uttar Mimamsa Darshan. Then three type of little bit difficult to understand. This type of three philosophies are there. Advaitavad. Duality is there in the whole universe. Like so many types of dualities are explained there. And it is written by Adi Shankaracharya. It is explained, Advaitavad. There are no two things, only one thing. Shankaracharya is asking us, though you can watch male, female, but no. It is Brahma Satya. That is that last truth. Universal truth is important. No other things are important. So only one Brahma, only one Ishwar, that is the Almighty. God is only one. This type of philosophy is explained by Adi Shankaracharya. Dvaitavad, Madhvacharya. He wrote this Dvaitavad. Means like Prakriti, Purush, means the whole earthen life, that is Prakriti, and Purush is Atma, the soul, inside energy, like that Madhvacharya. So many things are like that, Dvaitavad. And Madhvacharya is the head of Dvaita system. Dvaita means duality. Two things. They believe in these two things theory. Then Vishishta Dvaitavad. This Ramanujacharya is architect of this thought. Vishishta Dvaitavad. Dvaita and Advaita, they join together. Advaitavad and Dvaitavad, they join together. That is why it is called Vishishta Dvaitavad. Ramanujacharya. This way, this Uttar Mimamsa explains some points related to philosophy. Then I will explain you. And now Yoga Darshan. So what is Yoga Darshan? It is written by Patanjali Muni, 5th to 4th century BC. Darshan is written in sutra form. Total number of sutras are 196 sutras. What are these sutras? In short, I will tell you, these are the sentences, very small sentences, but having a biggest philosophy of this life. Though they are short, they are explaining us deep knowledge related to that particular subject or topic or particular name. That is called sutras. In short, they are explaining so many things. For example, I want to explain you one sutra, Sthira Sukham Asanam, that is related to asanas. What is asana? Which is steady and which is comfortable. So steady, comfortable state is asana. Sthira Sukham Asanam, only three words. Not a big sentence. This way, these are called sutras. Very in short. So, there are 4 chapters of this Patanjali Yoga Darshan. Now, I am explaining you this Yoga Darshan and Sankhya Darshan in detail, little bit detail, not so much detail. So, I will explain little bit Yoga Darshan in this lecture, and I will continue it in Darshana's next lecture. So, 4 chapters are there, known as 4 padas. In Sanskrit literature, for the chapter, so many different names are there. So, Patanjali's name for this chapter is Pada. So, it is written there 4 Pad, Samadhi Pad, Sadhana Pad, Vibhuti Pad, and Kaivalya Pad. Pad is chapter. And the sutras are distributed in these 4 chapters. First, Samadhi Pad, it explains 51 sutras. Some Sadhan Pad, 55 sutras. Vibhuti Pad, 56 sutras. Kaivalya Pad, 34 sutras. Somewhere you may get the total number 195. One sutra is in some copies you will get one more sutra, in some copies you won't get it. Let it be. It's not a big matter. Now I will explain you what is explained in first pada. Pada 1, that is the name of that pad is Samadhi Pada. It is explained definition of yoga. You must be knowing that definition. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. That is the second sutra only from this first chapter. What is yoga? Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Control your mind. Chitta is mind. Control your mind. In the very starting, they explain the definition of yoga like this. After that, what is vritti? The word is there in this definition. So Patanjali explains us 5 vrittis are there. So in detail it is explained in this Yoga Darshan. First pada, Samadhi pada. Ways of vritti nirodha. How you can control it? Patanjali is not merely explaining what are the vrittis, these are the vrittis, that's all. No. He explained now what is yoga. Chitta vritti nirodha is yoga. So learn it, how to control it. Because Yoga Darshan is practical darshan. That's why he is explaining here how to control your vrittis. That is the modification of your mind. How many ways your mind can think, that is called vritti. How many ways are there of thinking of your mind? So 5 vrittis he explained there. Then he explained types of samadhi. Then after that, chitta prasadan. Chitta is mind. So yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. 4 words are there. So definition yoga is related to yoga. 5 vritti, they are related to the vritti word explained in this definition. Then types of samadhi means nirodha only. Then chitta prasadan is related to chitta, that is mind. So clean your mind. Chitta prasadan. Prasadan is cleaning of the mind. So how you will clean, how you will control your mind? First, make it clean and clear, and then you can control it. So chitta prasadan is the process to make your mind clean and clear. Then he explained samadhi, that is nirodha, the types of samadhi. And lastly again he explains sabija and nirbija samadhi types. Then in second pad, sadhana pad, what he explained? In first pad he explained the modifications of mind, that is vritti. And second pad he start he has started the second part with Kriya Yoga and Kleshas. 5 Kleshas, like 5 vrittis, he explained here 5 Kleshas. What is the Klesh? We are torturing ourselves. If something happened, it is happening, you are not agree with that happenings, then from inside you start thinking in other way, and your mind become restless, and your mind become restless, and that restlessness increases. That is called klesh. Then ways to remove kleshas, how you will stop or how you will finish all these kleshas from your mind or from your body, how you will get calm down, cool down. They explained here thoroughly. Then Ashtanga Yoga, with this control your mind, you can purify your mind. Then in third Pada 3, Vibhuti Pad, he explained definition of Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi, they are the steps of Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Nirodha, you have to reach up to the level of controlling. Nirodha is controlling, total controlling of mind. Samadhi is the total control of mind. And Dharana, Dhyan, these are the steps to reach to the Samadhi, that last state of Nirodha, control, last control. So, after that, this Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi is Sanyam. And you can get different siddhis through practicing this Sanyam practice. If you practice Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi together, that is called Sanyam. And because of this practicing of Sanyam, you will get different siddhis, or you will achieve different states of knowledge. And that is the state of Samadhi, the ultimate state of Nirodha, control, total Nirodha on your mind, total control of your mind. That is the Samadhi state. It is explained in Vibhuti Pada. Then the Pada 4, Kaivalya Pada. What is Kaivalya Pada? This is more philosophy of life is explained here. So this path is more philosophical part or part of this Yoga Darshan. Vishuddha Chitta, how to make our Chitta more clean and clear. You have to practice for that. Control your mind thoroughly, and then you will reach up to this Vishuddha Chitta. Vishuddha is most clean and clear mind and control mind. That is Vishuddha, means very clean. So this is all the, so many saints in India, I know, they learn totally control on their mind. And no other bad thoughts, and that bad thought can't enter in their mind. That is called Vishuddha Chitta. Then Vasana Kshay. Vasana is our, desires. Oh, I want to eat that, I want to go there, I want to fly like that. These are our all desires. I want to wear new clothes. All these are desires. Vasana Kshay, desires, they should be totally finished. And how to finish this? A deep philosophy is explained in this 4th chapter, Kaivalya Pada. Then next point is, because of this type of behavior or this type of cleaning of mind and finishing your all desires, controlling, not only controlling, finish your desires. It's not controlling, it's finishing. Vasana Kshay means finish it. After that, you will get Atma Jnana. What is the soul inside? Atma Jnana, Atma means soul. Jnana means knowledge. You will get thorough knowledge of your soul inside, basic energy inside. So it is explained there. And Dharma Megha Samadhi. Because of this achievement, you will get the whole knowledge of whole universe. And your mind will be totally satisfied with that knowledge. So no more desire to get more and more knowledge, because you got whole knowledge of this universe. So nothing is left there. That is called Dharma Megha Samadhi. And then you will reach up to this Kaivalya. That is, you will merge yourself in this universal energy. What is universal energy? You want to join yourself there. You had joined and you were totally merged in that, mixed with that whole spiritual energy, the last energy. And that is called Swarupa. Swa means own, mine. What is my existence? You will get the knowledge of that. And you will be fixed there. You will stay there. Now you can't come out from that state. You will be there forever. And from that state, you can talk to everybody. So, Hari Om for this Darshan lecture part 1. With this last slide. Thanks. Hari Om.